Hey fantastic fam, welcome to our community where we combine the woo and the work. We are two professional women who believe we can have it all and constantly upgrade ourselves to meet our visions. I'm Kalyani and I've chosen the off-roading path to personal development, being an entrepreneur with the journey of motherhood. I'm an economics postgraduate and I love working with all things mind and money. I've founded and sold one business and I'm now building this business that feels like fun and freedom for life.
Hi, I'm Rupali. I'm a numbers nerd turned Reiki master and many other things. I found a passion for all things wellness. I've worked in banking and finance for 15 years and I love combining that knowledge with all things energetics to create impact in a fun, easy way for others. Join us as we share the behind the scenes of us creating wealth, freedom and magic.
Hi everyone, let's talk about why there are so many women around us, especially in my coaching practice, who I meet who refuse to take action on their money, who never have been close to money, who've never kind of familiarized themselves with the world of investing, financial wellness, so on and so forth. Why is that normalized? I think it's because of long-standing patriarchy, which is the reality of our society, and also the attitude where it's seen as too bold to want to kind of invest your own money. It's seen as being very forward, and with all of this, what comes up is discomfort. What new things are uncomfortable for the subconscious. The subconscious likes to stay in the familiarity of the old, even if that's not good for our growth, if that's not good for even if that's not good for our authentic desires. So it's very comfortable for women or people in general, I'm talking about women specifically here, for women to be in that cycle and then kind of come from a place of being a victim, because once again this is generations of psychology working on the present mindset right now. And when they're presented with first they'll hold themselves back from taking action or opening themselves up to being their financial bosses. When they do come to that point of knowing, wanting to become better with money, then they feel like it's a black box, they feel like it's overwhelming, and they kind of deny themselves of the opportunity to either invest in good mentorship, good courses, good knowledge, or they deny themselves the consistency that then takes them to the path of success. And I would love for each of you to reflect these questions back on your life, on your decisions around where you are with money. If you're not in your desired place with money, then there's definitely an energetic leak that's happening between your present moment, between your present reality and where you want to be as your desired reality with money. And that leak is what's keeping you from achieving success. One possible likely leak is not even wanting to be better with money, avoiding it, avoiding seeing your bank accounts, avoiding investment knowledge, because it's too much. It's not something that you're ready to take. If any of these patterns are playing up in your life, I would love for this bite-sized episode to be a reminder to shut that little part of your brain down, saying that this is so important, saying that you're here to break this generational pattern that's been going on for years, for centuries, for millennia even, and you're here to take charge. This is only going to be new for some amount of time, after which, once the knowledge becomes normal, once these new levels of income become normal, it becomes a part of your nervous system. It becomes very much a part of your reality. And this is what I mean by regulating yourself to a new reality. When it becomes part of your nervous system, it feels like you can take it for granted. It feels like it's there for you to access at any point in time. It feels very normal And a lot of times normal is seen as being unexciting or boring, but I think that is the goal. The goal is to go through exciting new learnings, to make them part of our system, to internalize them to a level where they become so second nature, where they become so easy for us to execute, that they somewhat start to tend towards being boring. But with the term boring, I think we can switch that around and think of it as being very as being second nature, as being part of our lives, as being something that is so integral to us that we don't need to think about it. So financial knowledge is a non-negotiable. Investments are non-negotiable. If you're holding yourselves back from being where you want to be with finances, with investments, then do a quick check-in to see if you're avoiding it in any way. And if the little kind of dickhead story my mentor calls the part of the brain that always is keen to hold us back in old patterns, little dicky, it's become a part of my linguistics, my language as well. So if little dicky is holding you back, if it's popping its ugly head constantly, going on about how it's going to be so uncomfortable and how it's going to be a commitment that you don't want to take additionally over and above everything that you're doing already, then please be aware that this is little dicky. Aware that this is little dicky speaking and not actually your true self that wants to surge past and grow. If you'd like any more information on financial wellness, on stock market investing, and if you want to take steps towards it, then I do it as part of my coaching business, which is She Invests. I'm pretty darn good at it. I've coached dozens of clients, created a lot of impact through my messaging, through my courses, through my coaching, and I'd love to have you in my containers. Get in touch. Thank you. Until next time. Bye-bye. Part of my linguistics, my language as well. So if little dicky is holding you back, if it's popping its ugly head constantly, we would really appreciate your feedback as reviews on the podcast app you tune in from. Support us also by sharing this podcast with 3 of your besties who would benefit from being fantastic.